Welcome. You've made your way to Modesta's house of curiosities. I am Lord Modesta, and you have come to me because you have lost faith in your normal doctors, your men of science. You want something else, something more obscure, something that you will be shunned for. Well, you've come to the right place. It would seem that you are in fact full of ailments, and I am the only one who can cure you of such things. So, what should we do with you? I know, I've got just the thing. Have you ever heard of poke therapy? A rather insidious name, isn't it? But it's not really as bad as it seems. At the front of our minds, we have the consciousness, and somewhere in the back we have the subconscious. And you need some of my juju, and I need a way to transfer it to you. Do you know what that is? That is just a regular old thermometer. Don't be frightened of this. It's not pointy enough to stab anyone. What it is a great way of transferring my energy to yours. So all you're going to need to do is to just sit back and surrender to whatever I'm about to do. And don't you worry, there's nothing insidious going on here. I'd lose my reputation. It's bad enough already with the kind of stuff that I'm treating people with, to have to go into anything more insidious. So, you don't move. All you must do is look at the object while I transfer my energy to yours. We will not start with the thermometer, however. Firstly, I would just like you to look at this candle. Before I can move any objects towards your face, I need to know that your energy is warm. Energy moves faster when it is warmer, as is all make. Focus. Focus on the candle. Very soon you will be rewarded with objects that shall transfer the energy, but first I must warm you up. Yes, look into that candle. Let it soothe you. Excellent. I've got a lot of objects down here to transfer energy, and we've got a good hour. So, What should we start with? I can hardly give you the thermometer first. That is my most prized possession. How about we start with a larger object? This is a pastry brush, but in my hands it is something that I can use to transfer my juju to you. Now, focus, 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 focus. Focus on my voice while I transfer my energy to you. Focus on the end of this object while I transfer my energy to you. Your ailments are slipping away, as your mind and body becomes dominated by something greater. Now, just come. Yes, just come back for a moment. Not ready yet. Not cured yet. Still a lot longer to go. Much, much longer to go. My, you are suffering. Do you know what these are? Some people use them to make cakes. But think, such sweet, delicious icing goes through here. And yet, why does nobody consider transferring such sweet energy through here? Well, here at the house of Modesta we certainly do not work the way that everybody else does. Icing is a boring thing, because we have had it so often. The joys of icing far behind us. Your joy ahead of us. Now, as we were, focus on what is ahead of you. Focus on my energy. Join us again. And now focus. You're drawing it away from me. Focus. Focus. Well, yes, you have a little more blood in your cheeks than when you first came in. Seems you react well with that. A marker? Where you're from, it is used to mark paper or mark walls. In here, we do not mark things with this. We merely use it to colour our energy. We're not primitive like that. Why would you waste time drawing on things when you could much more quickly transfer your energy in a colour and create something within the mind of another straight away? As you were, soldier. You are lacking in humours. Your blood is not red enough. It has a tinge of blue. It means you're lifeless. Let me give you my life. Let me give you some of my life force. Yes. Well, that'll be enough of that. The red vivid can be extremely dangerous to the wielder. You'd be surprised at how quickly your life force can be put out by transferring using this one. You should see what they do when they use the blue one. It's not a nice sight. Now, let us. I believe our sense of smell is lacking at this point. You are dull to the sense of smell. Do you ever find that you are sitting, trying to eat, and you're ignoring all the beautiful scents that you should be smelling? All the nuances of the food? Well, I have just the thing for you. Focus. Focus on the incense, on the smell. Can you smell that? Yes, they're coming back to you, aren't they? I knew it. Why would you need surgery on your adenoids or your sinuses when you can simply inhale what we have here? It is a pity, a crying shame. Let us leave that to the side for now. Gorgeous. You lack definition. Any whatsoever. You are dull and plain and regular. You barely even have any outlines. And so, that is what this is for, my darling. Yes, I shall just infuse it for a moment with the smoke. Can't have you getting away from that. Well, look what you did. Well, we do have the fix for that. So then, let us to work. Focusing on the point of the pencil, I shall not poke you. I am not that primitive, as I have said before. Focus on the tip of that pencil. Focus. are starting to gain definition. It's not always that fast. There are much slower sorts than you. But you are obviously born with the natural predisposition towards defining yourself. You've just lived too much on the outskirts. With the definition must come the colour. I have already coloured your blood, but you require fulfillment, the filling in of the lines within the skin, within the eyebrows, within the body. Focus on the bristles. Yes, there may be cobwebs, but that is what makes it so valuable. Without cobwebs, a new brush has no character. It has not been used, the energy has not been transferred from the artist to the page. It is plain. It still awaits definition. And this is not where we want a definitionless brush. I like it. Yes. It is interesting how much a colour can change things. Yes, do you know what that is? I think it is an eyebrow blush. We do not use such things. I have merely collected things from the outside, and I have never used one of these before. And I will not be using it on you, at least not for the uses you think. Ah, there we are. A jug which once contained sweet, sweet gummy bears. It plays music now. You cannot discern one pitch from another. I already know this. So, that's what this is now for. A makeshift musical box, as it were. Even though it may not look like one, it does not matter. Music is whatever we perceive it to be. But it's always about discerning the difference between notes, knowing how it is music, and understanding why it is not music, why to you it is not music, and why to someone else it is. And everyone must march to the beat of their own drum. Everyone has their own conductor within their heads. One should always avoid marching with the rest of the band. It is unappealing. Everyone likes you, but no one really respects you. Now then, to the straw, to the baton. Let yourself march to the beat of your own drum. Don't let others define you. If others define you, then you won't know how to correct the definitions, because they have been put in place by other people, and you didn't know what they were thinking at the time. So listening to them is complete nonsense. Listen how my rhythm fades away in your mind. Because you are now following your own rhythm. You can't even hear mine. Now let's have a look at you now. I bet you're wondering how I got that butterfly-shaped scar. Well, that's a story for another day. Vinegar, one of the greatest, one most wonderful, useful things to all humankind, and yet ignored by many. vinegar can kill the disgusting, filthy mold that invades your abode. Vinegar can create almost any dish and turn it into a masterpiece. Combined with salts, it creates the most brilliant chips that I remember from when I was human. And now, I believe you require the same uniqueness, the same malleability, the same flexibility, the same jack-of-all-tradesness that vinegar has. So how individual do you feel? Do you feel as individual as vinegar? I hope so. Vinegar is a very brilliant substance, and should never be ignored. It is ignored too often by your kind. Fire. One of the great gifts of life, one of the earliest gifts that we had. And yet we fear it. Why should we fear it? Only the idiots should fear it, because they are the ones stupid enough to get burnt. I should know. I remember when I was much younger I burnt myself upon the stove top. You are lacking energy. You will not burn. This fire does not burn. Yet it will burn within you. I can't have you having too much of that. Energy is wonderful in small amounts, but too much of it is just juvenile. Now you're ready to be finally marked out. You have been defined, and now you shall be given a gradient. One that can adapt, but one that is powerful. As powerful as lips, as bright and as beautiful as lips. My, that is a thing to behold. I have not forgotten my thermometer, for when life is breathed into another, heat is given off. The power of life is energy, and energy is heat. Energy is many things, but in life we truly feel it with heat, the feeling of another body against us. We feel heat when we are cold at night. We yearn for warmth. Or at least, I don't anymore. You do. I'll begin with the upward side of the thermometer. Focus on the numbers. Do not fear the spine at the end of this. Fear is a primitive thing. You do not need fear. I have no need to kill. I have no need to cause harm. That is something that I left behind when I stopped being a human. When your temperature reaches an ideal level, I shall pull it away. Satisfactory. Satisfactory. No, it is not for you to know the temperature. That is for me to know. For if I show you, it may startle you. You may be very surprised at what kind of heat you can give off. Well then, let us end this. We will close the session. Look into this candle. Look at how it has melted. In such time this candle has also been changed as you have. It will never be the same shape again, unless some master craftsman were to somehow remember it and restore it. We shall reconvene next week. I expect you here at 8 a.m. Do not be late. We do not want your humours to go to waste.